This is literally my view. I just went to a Redbox and rented Logan. This is one of the entrances to the mine. And as you look, it goes down and down and down and down. And it also goes that way several miles. So it is still an active mining town. As I love to do, I'm shooting video while I'm not looking through the screen. So I'm not really sure what you're seeing. I mean, it should be basically straight ahead of my car. I just left the Dollar General store where I got a Redbox video, and that's St. Bridget's right there, more mine. If you can see, I kind of tried to angle. I'm gonna go down, I'm not really sure what this is, which street. This is my street that goes, please don't hit me. Nah, I'm gonna wait to, no, the post office, 4th Street. And, wow, I did kind of stop, so this is a 4-way stop where somebody basically tried to kill me. It's your turn, dude. I mean, like, I'm a little bit reckless, but I try not to do anything that bad. Oh, it's a puppy! Oh, wow, that's all it takes for me, really. Okay, so now I'm at the post office. And if you look there, that used to be the Pacific Theater. It's been in disuse for some years. So I have posted my parcel, which is actually a book, and I shot that video because, holy crap, hold on. Mohican just walked by. Was interrupted by a Mohican. Had to shoot that. Can you hear the train going by? I don't know if you can or not because I have the air coolant in here. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh, so then I thought, so while I'm standing in the Pacific post office, I thought, oh, let me shoot, you know, the size, like do a 360, which I did. And I did that because I realized to some people this is probably kind of small. Where I grew up, our posts are actually smaller than that. I'm not saying that this would be a big one, but this wouldn't be like a small one. This would be kind of like normal. And like in town, when you go in and they have like 12 people to go up and talk to, and you still have to pick a number, I'm like, what? That blows my mind. It's like, well, I mean usually this is kind of like the common size. I mean, of little waiting, like where you go in. Because I'm thinking of, my brain's going around several areas, but like when I was a kid, Grubville post office was probably the funniest because it just looked like somebody's house, which wasn't funny, but the point was when you walked in the front door, if you turned to the right, like turn to the right, you were at the post office, and it was just one counter, one lady working it, and the post, the actual post boxes for people who leased an actual box rather than like rural routes. People typically have their own mailbox. So then if you walked in and turned to the left instead, it was Philip's barbershop. He had a chair. So that was probably the smallest, although I have been in some other ones, some different areas, and I'm particularly thinking, I don't remember specific ones in France where I lived, but I am pretty sure I have been in some backwoods friggin' England areas, and Ireland, I'm sure, where you walk in and it's sort of like the little country store, and oh, and I need to post this, and they're like, okie doke, you know, and you just do it through them. I don't know if that is done anymore, but that was still going on. But only like in rural areas. So, I mean, that's even smaller. And I am 100% sure that definitely was a part of my childhood. I just don't remember it. Like, I actually remember going in the ones that were like kind of, when I said like this one, although there was this one that I loved going in, and my grandmother had her own post box at 2 post offices. So she had 2 addresses, which kind of sounds weird. And looking back, that does really sound weird, because they weren't mail, well, they were post office addresses. Like sometimes when you order stuff, they're like, we don't deliver to post office, or PO boxes, post office boxes, right? She really wasn't doing anything shady. Here's the thing. She grew up during the Depression, and she always kept money in several different banks. And I don't care if you say FDIC approved, you know, guaranteed lender, or not lender, guaranteed, whatever. She didn't trust any of that. So I think that's probably where the post office thing came in, because I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, so the post office thing. So one of her post offices, they're actually both not still open. One of them is, and I go in there pretty rarely. I'm trying to think. That one's about this size too. And then the other one was a nudge bigger, because they just simply, it was like a bigger open room that you walked in, not by a whole bunch, but they had like more mail boxes in there. Here's my whole reason. Whenever I was talking about it, I thought about they had 2 staff members who were identical twins, and they were ancient. And I know I was a little girl, but I'm telling you, ancient. And one was Velma, and the other one was like Irma. Velma and Irma, or Velma and Varna. Velma and Varna. I know I'm crazy. But for real. And I was always like, I want to go to the twins. Let's go to see the twins. Because in addition to just being awesomely identical, the ancient thing kicked in, but like they looked very much like, you know, how I was raised. I always say it was like in the middle of the 1800s, and I'm not joking. They looked like they were from the middle of the 1800s. I was like, this is so awesome. Like I even knew that they looked different. But you would run into people who still looked like that. I mean, their dress and their manner of hair and whatnot. Very Victorian. It was a trip. Anyway, I love that. All right. I probably won't shoot anything else, because now I'm just going to head down this street, turn on the next street, and then I'm going to go past the pub, where I'm not going to stop, and go home.